If we remove one country from our team, then accusations are going to start up and the other members of our team will be accused of being spies, etc. And pretty soon we won't have a weapons inspection team any longer. So I believe it's very important we keep our team strong and we give our team all the support we can. Thank you.
Thank you. We're going to move now to our next member of the press. If she only had one question. Proceed.
My name is Andy Chen. I'm from the Gloucester County YMCA. My question is for Ms. Shanahan. What do you plan to do about the nuclear powers in the world without using armed force?
Could you repeat the last part of the question, please?
What do you plan to do about the nuclear powers in the world without using armed force?
If we use armed force against countries, etc., that have nuclear capabilities, we're only breeding a situation that could potentially lead to nuclear war. Right now, we must exhaust all diplomatic possibilities before we establish United Nations presence anywhere in the world that has nuclear weapons. We must urge the signing of the Nuclear Proliferation Treaty, and we must encourage disarmament at all costs. Perhaps a compromise could be made up, such as a country who is in need of food or medicine. Perhaps they would trade a nuclear warhead for some food or some money from our International Monetary Fund. Thank you.
My second question is for Mr. Joyce. How do you plan to achieve your goals in an effective UN without trampling sovereignty?
The United Nations, was formed over 50 years ago, and that was in the mid-19th century, or mid-20th century, and now we're heading into the 21st, and as the years have gone by, the times have definitely changed, and the situation that we're faced with in the world is a lot different than it was now, so we have to make sure that the United Nations deals with the issues of today. The United Nations, as it stands, is an organization of the 1940s and 50s in an age of the year 2000. And so we need to expand the role of other countries. Right now, the biggest countries in the United Nations, with most power in the United Nations, are the developed countries. And the developing countries aren't represented to the extent that they could be, and there are changes of that order that could be made that we simply haven't made and should be making. And when we get more involvement, a resolution passed by a smaller group of countries doesn't have as much clout as a resolution passed by a larger group. So when we expand involvement, we expand the weight of any given message that the UN would send.
Thank you. We're going to move to our final member of the press corps.
I'm Charles Leggett from Gloucester County YMCA. And the first question is for Mr. Joyce. How do you feel about the use of nuclear weapons?
Well, quite simply, that it can be cataclysmic and horrible for everyone and everything on Earth. So that's basically, having been accepted as fact, I think what we need to do is take steps to achieve not just a stop in the making of new nuclear weapons, but a reduction in the nuclear weapons that countries have. Obviously, they're not just going to throw them all away tomorrow, but a gradual process of disarmament so that we can move toward a day where the threat that we face on a daily basis now is no longer there.
My second question is for Lisa. What would your main goal be if you were elected Secretary General?
My main goal would be to improve communication at the Model United Nations Conference. I know from past experience, such as when I was in the lead.
And repeat after me. I, Sung Shea, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly uphold the provisions of the United Nations Charter to the best of my abilities, that I will fairly and judiciously conduct sessions of the Model United Nations, and that I will work towards promoting world peace and unity. Congratulations.
All right, I got that.
With the Honorable Amanda Kurtz, Chief Justice of the International Criminal Court, and the Honorable Kristen Franks, Chief Excellency of the International Court of Justice, please come forward. I, and then state your name, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly uphold the provisions of the United Nations Charter to the best of my abilities, that I will fairly and judiciously conduct sessions of the Model United Nations, and that I will work towards promoting world peace and unity. Congratulations. If Flavio Casoy, President of the World Summit, and Beth Gelman, President of the World Issues Forum, please come forward. I, and then state your name, do solemnly swear that I will faithfully, impartially, and justly uphold the provisions of the United Nations Charter to the best of my abilities, that I will fairly and judiciously conduct sessions of the Model United Nations, and that I will work towards promoting world peace and unity. Congratulations. If Mr. Christopher Deal, President of the General Assembly, and Mr. Richard Cooper, President of the Security Council, please come forward.
I told her though, watch when it comes towards evening, it's going to hit her.
Towards when?
Evening.
All you're going to be
It's gonna
before
hit
your
her.
members, right?
And I said, you know what, it's going to happen in colleges once in a while, where you have the all-night meeting session.
Like an all-nighter.
Say hi.
Hi, Sung. Hi, Judy.
Hi.
Go again.
It must be you. As soon as you say something.
All I said was hi. Hi. So you're not laughing. Oh, yeah, you are.
Hey, John.
Hello.
Good job, John.
Thank you very much.
Hello. Hi. Stephanie.
Against this back wall where it's white.
Right after breakfast.
Well, or after the closing session, actually.
Out in half once and hold it up in the air, and someone will be around to collect it as soon as you raise your hand with your ballot. Okay, thank you.
Maybe the chair received it like, I don't know.
May I have your attention?
That's why I opened the dog book. No. I'm good.
No, but try to paint that. Let's do try to get done.
Thank you.
You're going to have time after.
You tell me it cannot be so. You say simple hands cannot change the fate of humanity. I say humanity is a boundless, absorbing heart. I said, never mind.
Executive punishment.
All right, let's get to it. Come on, come on. Let's go.
We
say that. Oh, sorry, Mom. I said that. Well, sorry.
Okay, you don't have to do it.
Well, instead we
All right, then we gotta do it. This is still
It is the recommendation of this court that Mr. Song Shay hereby be sentenced to sing I'm a Little Teapot with emotions in front of that video camera right there. 3 times.
3 times.
Please project.
I'm a little teapot, short and stout.
Evan has to do it with
handle. When I don't stand up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. All right, twice an hour.
Not 3 times. That was a practice.
Hot, short, and stout. Here's my handle. When I get steamed up, me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. All right, last time. One more time.
3 times, Song. So
Wow.
right.
You have to sing it by yourself. By yourself this time.
I'm a little teapot,
Wow.
short and stout. Here's my handle, here's my spout. When I get steamed up, hear me shout. Tip me over and pour me out. Chief Justice gonna do for us now? You get to flog Evan with my belt. Do it? No. Oh, please? There will be no flogging.
What is the judge?
I think she needs to be punished.
She needs to be sentenced.
You get to have my belt.
She didn't do anything.
No, that won't work out.
Evan, 2 words, sexual harassment.
I know.
That was when the case was over. Haven't you been here?
We're going to strip her of her ambassadorship to all the other states and national affairs for an afternoon. She can't go visit.
You didn't know that? Yeah, we were creating the tablecloth though. Wait, the jury has a suggestion. The jury has a suggestion. Okay.
Thank you, sir, man.
I tend to not find the
I wish you guys had kids Evan.
That's too cool. She's not qualified to do such a thing. She's not an
Ready? Shimmy, 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 shimmy. I got it.
I gotta do that.
Not no accent.
Yeah, do that. Russian.
How are you gonna have an accent?
You gotta do Gaddafi accent. Just leave out the small words.
You have to have a spell.
You guys better be like, if I do that though, you guys have to like make the little song thing, you know?
Oh, no,
Who's the together and you're the front, and you gotta be like, dun, 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 and then I'll be like, you know? That'll be better. So they'll get it, you know? Otherwise, they'll be like, what the hell is she doing? What? Yeah, you guys gotta be shimmying the whole time.
And what I see doing it. I know it's taking it half time long and they had to learn this.
Just turn it on. Yeah. Oh, I'll turn it on. Yes.
Final session of the 26th annual YMCA Model United Nations program is hereby called to order. Will the delegates please rise for the entrance of the excellencies of the Security Council, the International Court of Justice, and the International Criminal Courts. I'd like to turn the closing session over to your program director, Mike Brisky.
Thank you, son. During my tenure as program director, I can honestly say the smartest and best decision I have ever made is to ask this lady to become our program secretary. Mrs. Jan Damiano has been my equal partner and my better partner. She has helped me every single day throughout the year to make this 3 days a spectacular event for each of you. She has the world's biggest heart, gives 1,000% to make sure that you have the best of everything, and devotes throughout the year a significant period of time, both her and her family, to make sure that you have an experience of a lifetime. I could not do what I do as program director without her. She and her family are more than our friends. They serve as loving and caring mentors. And Jan, your sparkle, your enthusiasm, your immense talents are the glue that keep this program together and this program director together. You've been with me every step of the way in the last 9 years as part of our joint venture. Jan has dedication, heart, soul, and warmth. I call her Radar because before I have even thought of what needs to be done, she has it already done. And that includes everything from every piece of program material you receive, working with me, doing research with a 1,000-page research manual, your preparatory manual, your final conference manual, correspondence, working with dignitaries, our resource experts, your adult advisors, delegates throughout the year, and the Youth Secretary Planning Committee. Jan and I do what we do for the delegates and the college rapporteurs simply because you bring smiles to our hearts and filled our lives with wonderful friendships. Jan, I shall be forever grateful to have you as my friend and my equal partner. We call her Mom simply because of the love that she has for each of us and the special, wonderful love that only a mother can have. Your kind and loving nature, your grace, your smile, your wit and sense of humor, and warm and loving heart have made me and all of us better human beings. May peace, joy, love, and the blessings of life always be yours. And Jan, it's a small token of my appreciation, which doesn't begin to say thank you when you come forward. Typical for Jan, she says I have to go back to work, and that she shall. As we close the 26th annual YMCA Model United Nations program, the last program of this millennium, I also look back upon my life and realize that I have spent 24 of the last 39 years working with each of you. The last 10 in the leadership position, 1 year as assistant program director, and the last 9 years as your program director. As this program enters the new millennium, I can take pride in what you have achieved in making this the best program in the country. In 1976, way before many of you, well, actually all of you were born as delegates, I sat where you are now sitting. As a delegate, I heard the plea of our Secretary General that my generation needed to be bold and innovative solving the world's problems. We faced many then. Everything from half of the world being enslaved by communism, rampant racism, sexism, famine, war, and religious intolerance. Today, we face many of the same issues. The solutions to solve these problems are the same as they were in 1976. All that matters is that each of us have human kindness and caring, with love in our hearts and our souls dedicated to be caring towards each other. We shall help the least amongst us and continue to find the activism that lights the world and moves the world towards love, compassion, and understanding. I urge each of you to live a life uncommon by extending your hands in kindness, caring, and giving your love to those most in need. What you shall receive in return is the freedom and the joy to follow your dreams. When you face difficulty in life, remember that nothing makes the darkness go away like the light. Run towards that light. Just as something may be ending in your life, which is filled with difficulty, something wonderful shall begin in your life. Above all else, nothing truly matters without love. Keep an open heart, an open mind, and an open soul. Let your judgments go, and you shall live a life filled with love and bravery. Love not only yourself, but remember to love and care others. I urge you to become beacons of light and messengers of freedom. Stand up and be counted.